Geraldine Simpson. I am a first-generation immigrant to Canada from Jamaica. I migrated to Canada at the age of 14 in 1987.
Hello, my name is Mireille Abewe. I am 38 years old. I was born in Rwanda. I came here in Canada about 20 years ago as a landed immigrant.
The experience of me coming here to Canada was pretty different. I was really young, so I was basically just following all my parents around. I did not want to be here. I was wondering why I left my family back home and like friends and everything, so it was really challenging and like kind of weird time.
I came to Canada when I was 16, alone, in 2018.
Moving to Canada created mixed emotions for me. I was a little bit disappointed because we lived in a large house in Jamaica with a housekeeper with very little house responsibilities. Moving to Canada, we lived in a smaller house with no housekeeper and a lot of house responsibilities. My parents had to work long extended hours and we had to take care of the home and ourselves.
I think the favorite thing would probably like be opportunities, like seeing like different cultures and stuff. So like it kind of like opens up, and you know you're be open to different, like having different friends and like be able to open different like food and stuff like that.
My favorite thing about Canada is the opportunities you get to learn about possible career choices such as psychology, law, robotics, web designing, and many more while still being in high school.
My favorite things about Canada was the school environment. The schools were clean, the classroom were big, the teachers were less strict.
Probably the biggest challenge would probably be the language. My country, I was speaking my native language and French, so it was kind of hard to learn like a new language being young and everything, as well as with my family, because I had to be like the one helping out most of the time, you know, because my mom was literally just native language and my sister and everyone else, like I was the one who would be able to like kind of help translate and stuff like that. So I think that was like the hardest thing for sure.
Some of the challenges I faced include discrimination, as many people asked me if I used to live in a hut with zebras running in my backyard, and homesickness. Homesickness made me feel insecure and uncomfortable about where I was, both emotionally and physically, and gave me a hard time while making friends.
I also experienced culture shock. I was not used to the food. For example, didn't know what a pizza was, didn't know what a hamburger was, didn't even know what chips were. My accent created a barrier, so when I speak sometimes I wasn't understood. Also, just getting used to the cold weather. Imagine coming from a tropical country and now having to get used to snow, having to bundle up to go outside. That was a really big culture shock for me. I experienced racism and discrimination, and that wasn't something I was prepared for. I saw people as human, and so my first experience with discrimination and racism was something I didn't quite know how to process or understand.
I like everything about Canada except racism and the weather. I would like to talk today about a time that and my trainer told me that I was not competent. I was hired because I was a woman of color, and the government has a certain percentage that they have to hire. I had passed each and every one exam to be where I was, including being bilingual when he wasn't.
Luckily, when I went to school, they put me in the ESL program, like getting that 101 and be able to like learn like English as fast as I could. Through that, like music and different kind of stuff, you know, like outside of school as well.
I was able to overcome that by joining many school clubs and making friends that made me appreciate coming to Canada by helping me grow in areas I didn't even know I needed growth in.
But in spite of all these challenges, I thought to myself, how do I overcome these challenges? So one of the things I did was educate myself. I started reading up about the cultures, the traditional and the activities, in Canada. Embraced new cultures and I started eating the food. So I wasn't so reluctant to eating the food or engaging in the activities anymore. I realized that I could become more successful if I focus on the things I could change and not the things I couldn't change. So I could change my behavior, I could change my attitude towards the culture, and I could focus on just being the best individual I could be. I'm loving the opportunities that it's given us, like education, affordable healthcare. I think if you wait things out and if you wait for time, things will come back around. So I've learned to be patient.
About my culture would probably be like the way people help each other and how they're always like there for each other. When somebody like passes away in their family, like everybody gets together, brings whatever they have, they visit the family for a really long time to just make sure until like they're able to integrate again in their life. So I really like that about my culture. The second thing would definitely be like dance. I love dancing a lot, and then I love like traditional dancing. Also, you like feel connected back home, like even when I'm dancing or listen to the songs, and like with my dance group, like it just helps me feel like I'm still like there even though I'm here.
My favorite thing about Ethiopian culture is how multicultural it is. We have more than 80 ethnic groups and languages, making Ethiopia a very unique and interesting place to live in.
Of my Jamaican heritage, I miss the sense of community, the sense of belonging. Our food was often fresh from the garden, fresh from the farm, not as processed as they are in Canada. Our traditional experience of celebrating Christmas and Easter, and just the fun we have with the community spirit. So
Ali, and I'm originally from Somalia. I came to Canada as a refugee, government-sponsored refugee. I'm a registered social worker, and the reason I chose this career is when I first came to Canada as a refugee, I was welcomed by a complete stranger at the airport, which is a staff of the Catholic Social Service for Catholic Social Services that supports newcomers. I got help, they housed me, they showed me my way, and I really appreciate that. So I chose to take that route and help everybody that comes after me. Although I was a high school teacher in my back country in Somalia, I chose to be a social worker to help everybody after me. I'll say it's extremely important for us as an adult, for our children who are growing here, whether they came as a refugee or immigrants, or they were born here, to keep their cultural heritage with them. Because if you lose your language, if you lose your culture, you lost your identity. You have nothing to pass to your children. Canadian culture, it's extremely to keep. There's nothing called, first of all, Canadian culture. Canada is a country that was built by immigrants and refugees. So nobody has entitlement to Canada more than you. So you have to understand that you have to honor, you have to respect, you have to take the best of both what Canada has to offer and what your cultural heritage has to offer. Then you will be the best of who you can be. There are a lot of immigrant serving agencies in the city. For example, Mennonite Center and Multicultural Health Brokers are one of them, and Action for Health Community. Mennonite Center helps with employment, language, settlement, and many other programs. Catholic Social Service helps with language assessment, settlement, and many other programs. Multicultural Health Brokers Co-op helps with prenatal, youth, senior, grocery run, and many other programs. Action for Health Community has a lot of programs to offer. Example, this program for youth, as well as for settlement programs, settlement in schools, and many other programs, entrepreneurial, and I will say other programs. And there are other agencies like ASA. There are a lot of cultural community agencies that support and help newcomers. So I'll say that there is a lot of resources available for newcomers now more than ever.